Yamagami. Who is Tetsuya Yamagami? A man believed to be Tetsuya Yamagami, the suspected gunman in the fatal attack against former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe, is seen standing behind Abe as he delivers a stump speech in Nara on July 8. A suspected gunman is restrained by security personnel after former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe was shot in Nara on July 8. The fatal shooting of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe does not appear to have been politically motivated, investigative sources said. Tetsuya Yamagami, 41, who was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, was quoted as telling investigators, "It was not because I held a political grudge toward Abe." Yamagami, whose profession is unknown, lives in Nara. Police have searched his home. Abe, 67, was delivering a stump speech on the street in front of Kintetsu Railway's Yamato Saidaiji station in the city. He was shot from behind around 11:30 a.m. and was declared dead around 5 p.m. A gun that appears to be homemade was found at the scene. Police searched Yamagami's residence as well as a home in Nara where a relative is believed to live. The Defense Ministry said a person with the same name and of the same age as Yamagami served as a member of the Maritime Self-Defense Force for 3 years to 2005. He learned how to shoot and assemble and disassemble rifles during his limited term in the MSDF, sources said. In a video captured by a person attending the rally, a man believed to be Yamagami is seen standing in the crowd, around 5 to 10 meters behind Abe. The man who allegedly killed former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on Friday did not seem to be politically active, a source from his former dispatch company has said. Tetsuya Yamagami, 41, who was arrested on suspicion of murder, was a Maritime Self-Defense Force officer in his 20s. He lived in an apartment in the city of Nara, but quit his job in May for health reasons, according to the person. I never felt he had political beliefs, the person said. I can't connect him to the attack. Yamagami, who attended a public high school in Nara Prefecture, wrote in his graduation yearbook that he didn't have a clue what he wanted to be in the future. According to government officials, Yamagami served in the MSDF for 2 years and 9 months through 2005 at the Kure base in Hiroshima Prefecture. In the fall of 2020, he started working in a manufacturing company in the Kansai region, according to an official at the dispatch company in Osaka Prefecture. There had been no reports of trouble from the manufacturer. But in April this year, Yamagami told the dispatch company that he wanted to quit because he was tired, and he left the job the following month. A man who was arrested in connection with the assassination of former Prime Minister Shinzo Abe on July 8 told investigators that he harbored a grudge against him, citing a religious organization, investigative sources said. My family joined that religion and our life became harder after donating money to the organization, Tetsuya Yamagami, who was unemployed, was quoted by the sources as telling police. I had wanted to target the top official of the organization, but it was difficult. So, I took aim at Abe since I believed that he was tied to the organization. I wanted to kill him. Yamagami, 41, a resident of Nara, also told police that he does not hold any ill feelings toward Abe's political convictions. In addition, he told police that he was attempting to make bombs, according to the sources. A man who identified himself as a relative of Yamagami told the Asahi Shimbun that his family had trouble with the religious organization. His family fell apart due to the group, the man said. I am convinced that Yamagami suffered damage from the organization. The suspect lived in an apartment about 3 kilometers from Kintetsu Railway's Yamato Saidaiji station in Nara, near where he is accused of fatally shooting Abe. The Prime Minister was making a campaign speech on the street on behalf of a candidate for the July 10 upper house election. Yamagami learned of Abe's July 8 visit there via the ruling Liberal Democratic Party's website. Abe's visit was decided on only the evening before, and the LDP published the schedule at 7 p.m. and local LDP. Politicians spread the word on Twitter. Yamagami used a homemade gun measuring about 40 centimeters long and about 20 centimeters wide in the attack on Abe. After the shooting, he was immediately arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. Police confiscated several guns similar to that type during a search of his apartment later that day, along with some explosives, cylindrical objects, and a personal computer. Officers also seized copies of books and notebooks from his parents' home in Nara. An official close to the Defense Ministry confirmed that Yamagami had served in the Maritime Self-Defense Force for 3 years from 2002. He learned the necessary skills to assemble and disassemble a firearm and shoot one while he was with the MSDF. A senior Defense Ministry official confirmed he left the MSDF at his own accord and did not apply to serve in the SDF Reserves. For about a year and a half until May, Yamagami worked for a staffing agency based in Osaka Prefecture, operating a forklift at a warehouse in Kyoto Prefecture. An official with the staffing agency described him as quiet. He hardly spoke and did not spend time with people around him, the official said. He ate lunch alone inside his car. He conveyed his decision to quit the staffing agency in April, citing poor health. Yamagami joined the MSDF after graduating from an elite public high school in Nara Prefecture, according to the agency. He also told agency officials that he had worked for multiple companies as a dispatched staff worker or part-time worker. After obtaining a license as a financial planner and real estate transaction manager following his discharge from the MSDF. During the police search of his home, officers urged residents in the neighborhood to evacuate after 9:30 p.m. on July 8, announcing that explosives were found in Yamagami's apartment. A man in his 60s who lived next to the suspect's home said he had never met Yamagami, but heard strange sounds coming from his room over the past month. It was a sound similar to one using a saw to cut a tree, and I heard it several times at night, the neighbor said. Tetsuya Yamagami, a 41-year-old man living in Nara, was arrested by Nara Prefectural Police at the scene on accusation of attempted murder and was transferred to the Nara Nishi police station. He was described as being calm and having made no attempts to flee. Yamagami had no prior criminal history. Yamagami was born in Mie Prefecture. He was described as quiet and reserved in high school. Yamagami wrote in his high school graduation yearbook that he didn't have a clue what he wanted to do in the future. He joined the Maritime Self-Defense Force in August 2002, where he was dispatched to Kure Naval Base and assigned to the JS Matsuyuki. Yamagami separated from the JMSDF in August 2005 as a quartermaster with the rank of leading seaman. During his tenure in the JMSDF, he had firearms training once every year. Yamagami was unemployed at the time of his arrest. In autumn 2020, Yamagami had started working as a forklift operator in Kyoto Prefecture for a manufacturer that operated in the Kansai region. There he was described as quiet before quitting in May 2022 after claiming that he was feeling unwell. He was dissatisfied with Abe and intended to kill him. Prior to the actual assassination, Yamagami was stalking Abe around various locations, including Okayama Prefecture when Abe gave a speech on behalf of a local candidate Kimi Onoda on July 7. Yamagami also claimed that he held a grudge against a particular religious group and shot Abe because he believed that the religious group and Abe were connected. Yamagami said he resented the fact that his mother was brainwashed by a religious group and went bankrupt. He also stated that he killed Abe because he believed he was the one who spread the religion to Japan. The Nara Prefectural Police refused to elaborate on the religious group. Yamagami claimed that he didn't have a grudge against Abe's political beliefs. Yamagami told police that he kept track of Abe's schedule during his visit to Nara on Abe's website. Yamagami also claimed that he was planning an attack for several months and built a gun to kill Abe. Nara Prefectural Police discovered several possible explosive devices and handmade guns similar to the one used to shoot Abe during a search of Yamagami's home following his arrest. They were later seized as evidence and taken by bomb disposal officers after nearby residents were evacuated. Websites about bomb making and weapons manufacturing were discovered in Yamagami's browsing history. Like, subscribe Dan shared Jika Bermanfat. Tara Mudkasi. Like, subscribe Dan shared Jika Bermanfat. Tara Mudkasi Tela Manantan Video Ini.